Will we
just say
draw
thank you,
everyone? Okay, thank you, everybody. We'll do an official bit, and then I would really like us to all then keep sharing and talking. Is that okay with everybody? Anyway, that's only how I'm not going to hold it together much longer. I don't think so. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to start by reiterating what I said in the chamber, and that is to extend my sincere gratitude and thanks for you telling us and trusting us with your accounts and your experiences. It showed a trust in the committee that many of you, for the first time, shared your accounts with us. And I hope that we have done justice to that trust in the committee report that we've tabled. As you know, it is a unanimous report. That means it has the support of all of us. And our job now is to go and get those recommendations implemented. This is the next step in the journey that you started, and we're only part of that. The next process is getting the recommendations implemented. This report tells the accounts and confirms what you know. This happened. You can't deny it anymore. It happened. Governments knew about it. Institutions knew about it. There's the history there that goes actually through some of the discussions that were held when they were formulating the model legislation, and it clearly shows that people knew what was going on. So not only does it document that illegal activity did occur, not only what would be considered illegal now, but what should have been and was illegal then. And if it wasn't illegal, it was unethical. It was unethical. And we all spoke today about, we know also that you want your children, who are now adults, to know that you love them and that you didn't just give them away. And this tells that story too, tells those accounts as well. It has been very traumatic for you, I know, and for us. I can tell you I'd go home after hearing people's accounts and not work out why I was so angry and depressed and frustrated. And the first time I burst into tears the next day and I didn't know why, and then it dawned on me why. So then you'd prepare and know that for a time after each hearing, you'd know that you had to set time aside to live, to think about and deal with what you'd heard. That is something that you deal with every day. Just tell you a little personal story, the way I help, why I can't imagine what you have been through. The day I held my newborn son in my arms was the happiest and proudest moment of my life. And you mothers never had that. And I can't imagine that. I can't. But I can. But I know that it must just be so painful. So my heart goes out to each and every one of you. You have a committed bunch of people here, I know, who are now going to be working hard to get these recommendations implemented. Please, the report's out there. If there isn't enough, we will get them to you. The Secretariat's worked miracles to get this finished. We were literally signing off on recommendations, finalising it at 6:30 last night, and you have a printed version of this report. That's how much effort that was put in to get this done, okay?
Carol, come on.
Carol Brown, come on up. Somebody else say something.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Rachel. Rachel just said, can someone else say something? lots of people have said thank you to me since I've walked in this room, and I feel as though we deserve a thank you about that big compared to the thank you that we should be giving to you for what you've given, not just to us, but to the Senate and hopefully to all the governments and all the people who are involved in this. Every time I read through the report or go through the submissions, there was so much material that I see something that didn't really strike me before. And going through this morning, it really struck me, the evidence we took from women who were told to take a saint's name or choose a different name when they went to the home where their baby was going to be taken away from them. So identities were being stolen even before the baby was born. It wasn't just the baby lost its identity at birth. It was taken off the mothers and the babies before they were even born. And I just hope this report can do a little bit to help some of you feel that you have your respect and some of your identity back. Thank you.
As I said earlier, this report's not ours. This report belongs to everyone here and all the other people that shared with us in this process. I just want to say thank you to all of you. I know along the way there have been some differences and some processes, but the overwhelming need was for people to actually have the truth told. And I think what we have now is the truth told. And then it's a challenge for all of us what we do with it. So as I've said to so many, there are 20 recommendations. We won't get them all. We haven't so far in the history of the Parliament got every recommendation up. But if we're ever going to, it would be this group that could. But in terms of process, we need to take it forward. I do want to acknowledge that there are many women and some men in this room that have been so influential in working through this process. I deliberately did not name anyone in the chamber because I know that there's a wide range of view. Just before us here, we have information from Origins that are on here, and we have many Origins members. We have information from the Apology Alliance here, and I particularly want to draw attention to those of you who don't know, and I think you do, Jan Cashin's paintings from Brisbane. Now, Jan, as I mentioned, well, there's 3 women, and there are 2 of them in the room. Where are you? The two who came to see me with Jan on that day 5 years ago, that I know have been working all the way through. But I think as we move forward, there's going to be a need for all of us to work together. I think, as I said, there's a wide range of view. How can you have this many people and have absolute agreement? It's never going to happen. Look at my party. But nonetheless, in terms of process, the only way that we are going to be able to ensure that we get the best possible result for the women, for the men, for the people who've been affected by adoption in this country is for all of us to work together, allowing that there'll be different processes, allowing that people have been hurt, allowing that we have to have some guidelines for how we treat each other, because we need respect. And what I can say on behalf of the committee is that we always felt respected by you. I hope you felt respected by us. Thank you.
Today in the Senate, we talked about a journey that our committee was on, an 18-month journey. But we know that everyone here has been on that very emotional journey for decades. And I hope that the report that we handed down today, one that we are all very proud of, is a report that you are also proud of. We have also heard during the inquiry where people have said, our witnesses have said, women, mothers have said to us, we want our story heard. Well, I think today your story is being heard loud and clear. Well done and congratulations.
Okay. I guess I would hear my mother talk about, her generation of women from regional Victoria who would head south or head north and then come back home. and they were the ones that didn't have the shotgun weddings. So for me, it's been incredibly enlightening. It's been a privileged journey, and I really want to thank all of you for telling me and my generation what you went through and what your generation went through. Thank you.
I'm sorry I'm coming back, but somewhere out there Senator Judith Adams will be watching this, and I need, and we all need, to say to Judith, this is your report as well. All of you met her at our inquiries. She'll be watching us, and it would be wrong if you were going to get comment from our committee without having the strong comment, the strong commitment from Senator Judith Adams. So I just think we need to know that. And if we didn't do it, she'd haunt us. It's very true.
Here.
Thank you, everybody. There's tea and coffee down the back and some sandwiches. I would...
Unparliamentary.
Sorry. I also really must, many of you will have spoken to Jess and Patrick and the people from our offices who've put so much effort into also helping to make sure that this day went, that you could all attend today and make sure we had this space, because we really wanted to make, this was for you, for your day, and we really wanted to make sure you felt comfortable and you could spend some time together. Please join us and have a cup of tea. I'm sorry there's no champagne. I didn't think of that. I thought we'd thought of everything. Thank you. We're happy to talk to you about the report and answer some questions. So please grab copies of the report and let's chat. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I did forget.
Sorry. I'd like to make a presentation. This is to Rachel and the committee as a thank you. There was a card, but we won't get into that. I have two more quick presentations to make, if you give me a second.
Thank you.
This one is for Chris Cole, Reliance. Oh, it's good to make this. And for a representative from Origins. Anybody like to come forward from Origins?
Lily.
May we all stand united and work together. Thank you.
I must say that I'm accepting this flowers as a token for every mother who lost her child and stood up and became accountable, made this government accountable and stood in their own truth. And it's been a very hard, long few years, I can tell you. And this is a dedication to all those women who stood up and was counted. And I'd also like to say, and another thing too, we wouldn't have done this without the help of our Indigenous brothers and sisters. And this was not a white stolen generation.
I'd just like to thank all the members of the Apology Alliance, which is made up of groups from all around Australia. We worked very, very hard to achieve what we've achieved. We worked very hard to get the WA apology. Sue McDonald and Senator Pratt, Zaman, Seward worked very hard with getting the WA apology, which then led to a call by Senator Seward for this Senate inquiry, and we were absolutely thrilled with the outcome of the inquiry. The words that were used, that what happened to us at the time was wrong and illegal, is what we wanted to hear. That it is not to be excused by being social mores or done for the best intention. Those of us who lived through it knew of the brutality and the cruelty, And I think the senators have acknowledged that. It was wrong then. It was violations of our civil and human rights abuses of mothers and our children, now adults, fathers and other family members. And I think the recommendation that we get an apology from the Prime Minister on behalf of Australia and for all the other organisations in the states, I think it's imperative for part of our healing process that Australia learns that what happened to us was wrong, that we did not give our children away, our children were forcibly taken. And I have the utmost admiration and gratitude to the senators for what they've done and in the manner in which they've have done that. Thank you very much.